Hi, I'm Jimi Hendrix, and this episode is called Communications and Public Relations for Entrepreneurs on Empower Your Pattern 2.0. Hi, I'm Jimi Hendrix, Success Confidence and Thrive Coach, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and founder of James A. Hendrix Empowerment. I believe their patterns help us receive more, help us live a better and extraordinary life. And I also wish to give spiritual and technical tips to help you overcome the adversities in everyday life. So if you'll come with me, I'll show you these patterns. Let's go. Hey everybody, you know that part 2 is coming, and I'm sorry, I had planned on releasing a lot earlier, do YouTube videos, but well, I had company, and plus, another way I had company, because I had a lot of things on my mind about a business venture that I'm thinking about going into alongside my coaching. They could possibly enhance my coaching. But anyway, I digress. The skills you need to be to be an entrepreneur in using your public relations skills, your communications, your verbal and your written communications. I don't know that much about nonverbal except for gestures, because some people think the wink of the eye or this look or that look. Being born legally blind with travel vision. I mean, I've even had family saying, "Why are you giving me that look?" And I was kind of like, "Guys, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Haven't ever seen it before, except for my travel vision. That's it." Now, that being said, you don't need to be offended about me, and people asking me how much I see or do I see. Or even me saying I see. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, details on that. I think I've gone as far that I digress. So, now, I'm not actually writing something. I'm just testing out keyboard I have for a tablet I'm going to be using for desktop for my coaching business. Let's see if I can find a little stand here. So they don't tell me it's built into the deal here, but I'm going to show you a little bit. You're going to need some pretty strong computer skills in the written word. You need these strong skills, and it wouldn't hurt for you to learn other skills, like how to write a press release, even if it's in a blog nowadays, because a blog is just as much part of mass media that I think as a newspaper. Now, social media, I gotta be honest with you, that's where I kind of draw the line, because the culture that social media is in some ways. Now, if it's news about a company, yeah. The general news, like politics, whatever, I doubt that this qualifies. But what you need is like curiosity. You need critical thinking, strong verbal and oral communications, writing. Writing is a good skill. Public speaking. Skills of being able to approach the media and have an interview. Because that would be cool. That would help. That would help so much. Because I'll tell you something. I think any entrepreneur, if they want to expand, if they want to grow, if they want to crush it in their business, they need to be savvy. They need to be savvy on public relations and communication skills, okay? Non-negotiable. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people don't hardly have a budget to hire, a public relations expert, but I gotta be honest with you. What does it not venture or gain for an entrepreneur to gain them skills for themselves? Now, I can understand some things, like tax accounting or finance or something like that. I can understand outsourcing that with their genius in that. But I believe in entrepreneurship. Communications and public relations is a must. Okay? We're in this series called Empower Entrepreneurs, and we've had a lot of wonderful twists and turns. Interesting happenings in my life. I can't even begin, I talked about stuff like crowdfunding. I talked about, Toastmasters for entrepreneurs. And how to become a rhino. And empowering entrepreneurs. And so this is a wonderful chance for me to come to you. And I honestly thought that there was no way I could do 2-parters or 3-parters. But, I thought, why not? Just this once, why not have another 2-parter? So people can binge watch a little bit. Because you see, the wonderful thing about me coming to you is I can tell you some of the stuff I learn on a daily basis by observations I picked up from others and from things that I learned to read myself. That is just being honest. Plain honest. I'm more of an artsy, folksy type of entrepreneur. Some, it's obvious. It's very much a numbers game. And in some ways it is. But relationships, and I'm sorry I didn't cover relationships, and I meant to do that, but I felt strongly compelled to talk about communications and public relations. I think another skill also is public affairs. How you relate to particular actors in government, legislative bodies, and other people. How you can influence politics and policy. And I believe it can be done in a good way. I remember in graduate school, especially when I was studying some mass media topics, I once said that I felt like businesses need to have their hand in trying to help influence government, but for good. And when I told some millennials that, they laughed at me and they said, "You're too old-fashioned." But I think in defense of me, the professor is now wait a minute. You have to understand, Mr. Hendrick is somewhat older than you, and, well, back in his day, he doesn't know this, there was some business and community involvement. But the thing is, though, you need to know social capital. And that is through, in this particular instance, is through
public relations and communication skills and public relations. And those go hand in hand. Okay, I'm speaking my mind. Speaking my mind. Now, you may wonder, well, Jimmy, how did you first hear about public relations? It was 1991. I was at the Chris Cole Rehabilitation Center in Austin. We was looking for a major for me to pick in college, and my career guidance counselor suggested something like, well, public relations. She mentioned law, so I'd be very into law, but back then I kind of refused, like, nah, I don't. Because I had this misnomer idea that some lawyers, they betray their values and then they're not very happy. But it's not that way. It's like my granddad said, and others said, that's not that way. If you have the right values, and you need to have the right values. And see, that's what communications and public relations and public affairs is there for. To communicate the values and the ethics of a company. To communicate what your company is doing about your product or service that's making a difference in the world. I mean, I never realized what a fun career it was. I went to community college thinking, well, I'll have plenty of transfer credits to go over to Texas Tech, and then I discovered one of the requirements, business math. I was like, oh man. So I switched over to broadcast journalism, and I wasn't very happy about that after a couple of years. I thought, you know what? I switched over to political science, minoring in mass communication. So in many ways, I studied public affairs. I'll just say that. But these are the two skills that are very important for you to study and to begin to understand. Sorry if you hear me kind of yawn, sound strange. It's been a long day. But one thing I do know, these are skills that you absolutely need. And I know you can pull these off. If you don't know that much about it, you look it up on YouTube. Do a Google search, maybe find some online course or something. But invest in yourself to be able to learn skills that you need so that you can empower yourself as an entrepreneur. Because, you need to know certain skills. And the ones that you know that are definitely your weaknesses, outsource them. Unless it's an area that you're strong in. But be careful what you outsource and how. And with that, I hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of Pattern Realm. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless each and every one of you. I'll be around to talk to you soon. You guys take care. Have a blessed weekend. God bless you.